Maple TA Exam Review Unit 3, question number 35. Keenan is an artist who creates both ceramic pots and wooden bowls. In Keenan's first month of online sales, he sold 3 ceramic pots and 7 wooden bowls and made a profit of $421.39. The second month of online sales, he sold 4 ceramic pots and 6 wooden bowls and made a profit of $399.42. Keenan needs to buy new supplies and he wants to put some money in a business savings account. For the next 4 months, he decided to only buy supplies for the art form for which he earns the most profit. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is come up with our 2 equations here so that we can solve our system and hopefully figure out what they're looking for down here. So the first thing I want to look at is I don't know how much the ceramic pots and how much the wooden bowls are being sold for. So this first one right here, the first month, gives me a lovely equation, and it states it right here. We have 3. We can do C or P or X because we don't know, and then we're going to add that to 7. We can do Y or W or B. You know what? Let's do some fun variables. So let's do 3, and I'm going to do P for the ceramic pots, and then we're going to add 7, and I'm going to do W because P and B I think will be kind of hard to say that back and forth a bunch. So we'll do W equals $421.39. $421.39. There we go. And actually, let's take off this dollar sign so that we don't have to do that later. The next one, we have 4 ceramic pots. So we're going to do 4P plus 6 wooden bowls, 6W. And in this case, this was equals $399.42. Okay, so we have a couple of different options. We can solve this we could try and graph it. To do that, we would probably change out X and Y here, or we can just, let's stick with the substitution method. If I remember, we can also do the elimination method down here for those of you who want to stick around. So this, let's just take one of them and solve for a variable. Let's take this one and solve for P, just because we can. So I'm going to subtract 7W. Oh, it's going to think that's a bullet here. I'm not trying to go for minus 7W. I hope it gets that. Yep. Okay, and then minus 7W on this side to keep it balanced. On the left-hand side, they cancel out, 7W minus 7W. So I'm left with 3P, and then on the right-hand side, I have negative 7W plus 421.39. Okay, and then continue solving this by dividing by 3, and so I get P, if we can move that over a little bit, P equals negative 7, and I'm going to put it over 3W plus 421.39 over 3. And to keep things as accurate as possible, I'm not going to divide that. Just to, actually, yeah, I just did that on my calculator, and it does have a repeating decimal. So let's leave it like this so that we don't have to try and round those decimals. And we'll just use Excel later. Okay, so then we want to take this and substitute it into the other equation. Make sure you don't substitute it back into its same equation. So here's the second equation, and we're going to substitute all of this in for P. So I'm going to take this P and put parentheses, whatever we solved for it and are substituting, this whole thing goes into that set of parentheses, and we're going to do the distributive here, and then I think we should get rid of the fractions and the decimals. Okay, so we're going to multiply 4 into here, so I get yeah, I think we'll just do this. So 4 times negative 7 is negative 28. It's still over 3, and we have our W. And then 4 times, let's grab my calculator here, 421.39 times 4 gives us 1,685.56, and that is still over 3. And then we're going to add 6W. That was not inside the parentheses, so we don't multiply it to anything, and 399.42. Okay, the first thing I want to deal with is get rid of those fractions so that I don't have to try and find a common denominator here. I could, if those of you who enjoy working with the fractions, you could put this over a 1, find the common denominator for these, which is 3, and this would be 18 over 3W, and then add it to here. 18 and negative 28 gives me negative 10 thirds W, and then I would subtract this over here. And that's fine. For, I think, many students, I think it would be beneficial just to get rid of those fractions so we don't have to deal with them. So I'm going to multiply this entire thing by the common denominator 3 here. So when I multiply it into here, I get negative 28 and the 3 cancels. So for my next step, I'm going to just copy and paste this down here, and this leaves me with negative 28. 3 is gone, and then here again the 3 is gone, and multiplying 6 by 3 gives me 18, and then 399.42. I did the other one on my calculator, but I think it's probably beneficial for you guys to see it here. So we'll do it here. 399.42 times 3, and then the nice thing about that is I can just copy and paste it down here. There we go. And then I know I don't have any typos. Okay, so now I need to combine my W's here. So negative 28 plus 18 gives me negative 10W. And I still have the, plus the $1,685.56. So I'm just going to copy that here, and again I'm just going to copy this one as well. Alright, so now I have that taken care of. I need to subtract my $1,685.56 from both sides. So let's subtract here, and it'll cancel out on this side, and subtract it over here. And so these cancel out, and on the left-hand side I'm left with negative 10 W, and on the right-hand side equals this minus my 1,000. Oh, you know what? Let's just make sure I didn't do any typos there. So let's double check. 421.39 times 4. That was at the beginning, so that's where this 16, yep, so it was 168556. That's correct. Okay, so now that that's in there, let's go ahead and subtract those. So equals my $1,198 subtract $1,685, or we'll put dollars in at the end. I apologize. Those are just numbers for now. So we get negative. Let's just copy and paste that in. Copy and paste. And the last thing is divide both sides by negative 10 to solve for W. So my next step here is divide by negative 10 and divide by negative 10. On the left-hand side, negative 10 divided by negative 10 is 1, and 1 times W is W. And then dividing this by negative 10, the negative divided by negative is positive, and dividing by 10 moves the decimal place back 1, so I get 48.73. Those of you who aren't sure, you can go ahead and do that over here. Divide this by negative 10, just to make sure that you feel comfortable that you're not making any mistakes. And even on some of those small calculations, it's probably advisable, especially during a test, to go ahead and do that so that you don't make any of those mistakes. So now the next thing is to find out these were wooden bowls and ceramic pots. So we found out how much the wooden bowls were selling for. Now we need to find out how much the ceramic pots are selling for. And we take the W and replace it with what we found and place it here, substituting it in. And so I'm just going to take this right here and copy and paste that into Excel and just take out these extra spaces, make sure there's a multiplication there, and formatting, there's going to be some spaces here. I think everything looks good. Put an equal sign so it'll calculate it, and we get $26.76. And so that's P equals this. And let's go check out what it's asking us now. So we know the wooden bowl is 48, and let's highlight that so that we can find it quick, and the ceramic pot. Okay, so let's see what our options are. Keenan should buy supplies for ceramic pots because every ceramic pot he sells makes a profit of $26.76. That's correct. That's what we got here. However, I see that the wooden bowls were a higher profit, so let's keep looking. Keenan should buy supplies for wooden bowls because every wooden bowl he sells makes a profit of $26.76. So this one is not correct because, and kind of nice for us, we can see that I'm not getting my X and my Y mixed up right here. So the W is for the wooden bowl and it is not the $26. The next one, Keenan should buy supplies for both ceramic pots and wooden bowls because he earns an average profit of $37.74 for every item he sells. So they've averaged these two to find this for the average profit. He wanted to find supplies that were the most profit, so I'm not going to go for that one either. Let's try the next one. Keenan should buy supplies for ceramic pots because every ceramic pot he sells makes a profit of $48.73. The ceramic pot did not make that, so let's move to the next one. Keenan should buy supplies for wooden bowls because every wooden bowl he sells makes a profit of $48.73. That's the one we want to go for because the question said find the one that he earns the most profit for, and that one has the higher profit.